Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 2014 Nancy Drew Games Mega Marathon. My name is Argolfont. Today, I am playing Nancy Drew's Secret of the Scarlet Hand. This is game number 6 in the Nancy Drew series. It was released in August 12th, 2002. Now, there are 30 games in the Nancy Drew series, with game number 30, The Shattered Medallion, being released later this year, 2014. That's why I'm going back and playing all of the Nancy Drew games in order. It's a crazy, huge mega marathon to celebrate Nancy's 30th game.
Welcome to my latest case, Secret of the Scarlet Hand. To start playing, choose either Junior or Senior Detective. If you're new to adventure games or need some help, choose Tutorial.
Let's see what the tutorial looks like.
Okay, in this game...
Okay, that is the tutorial from game number 4, Treasure in the Royal Tower.
Welcome to my latest case, Secret of the Scarlet Hand. To start playing, choose either Junior or Senior Detective. If you're new to adventure games or need some help, choose Tutorial.
Okay, so I am playing this game live on the internet through YouTube. So there is a live studio audience. I've got people who are commenting, and I can read their comments as they comment while I'm playing. So every now and then I'll take a look at the comment section and talk about what people are talking about. I'm going to be playing this game on Senior Detective, which is kind of a good idea and kind of a bad idea. I've sort of prepared. I'm like halfway prepared. I know what to do at the first half of the game, but with the second half of the game, I have no idea what's going on. So I will point that out when we get there. Let's get started.
Dear Dad, greetings from the new Deputy Curator at Beach Hill Museum in Washington, D.C. I miss you, by the way. How's Africa? I sure hope this letter reaches you in Ouagadougou before you move on to Nairobi. So I got the internship. Your old friend Franklin Rose was awfully nice to submit my name to the rest of the members of the museum's board of directors. What an opportunity while I'm in between cases. As you probably know, the museum special...
Okay, I don't want to interrupt, but Nancy got an internship and they gave her the information on a postcard? Really? Congratulations, Nancy. You just got the job. Here's a postcard.
Symbolizes an ancient Maya culture. My supervisor is going to be Joanna Riggs, a well-known archaeologist. Maybe you've seen her name in the news recently, in conjunction with the discovery of a strange Maya monolith. Apparently it's created quite a buzz among experts in the field. Well, Beach Hill plans to feature the monolith in an upcoming exhibition. Just imagine, this artifact has been buried for hundreds of years, and now it's going to be unveiled to the public for the first time. The museum is short-staffed at the moment, and they're expecting such a huge turnout that they've closed their doors to prepare. I can hardly wait to dig into this exciting project and learn how archaeologists and historians solve the mysteries of ancient cultures. I'll keep you posted. Love, Nancy.
Nancy Drew, I presume. I'm Joanna Riggs. Welcome to Beach Hill. I was just checking the lock on this display case. This is one of the museum's most treasured pieces, a carving of King Pakal.
Who is King Pakal?
Pakal assumed the throne at age 12. Can you imagine? That was 615 A.D. He ruled for 68 years at the height of the Maya civilization.
Is that jade?
Yes, the Maya loved jade and used it for many of their carvings. There isn't another piece like this in the world, and it's priceless, which means I practically had to sell my own grandmother to get it.
How did the museum acquire it?
Leave it to Taylor Sinclair. He's a wizard when it comes to these deals. You'll meet him later. Now then, Nancy, you're coming on board at a critical time for Beach Hill. An exhibit of this caliber is not kid stuff. Franklin Rose assures me you're a real trooper, and I hope he's right because I'm not here to babysit. I don't care who your father is.
Don't worry. I'm not a baby. I'm not a baby.
If there's one thing I've learned from my father, it's the value of hard work. Just tell me where to start.
There's a list of tasks for you in the lab. Once you've knocked those off, we'll regroup.
Alrighty, so this is Joanna Riggs. We're going to talk to her for a while.
Before I dig in, can you tell me about the exhibit we're gearing up for?
In addition to our permanent collection, we're borrowing rare pieces from museums and private collectors around the world. Soon we'll be sitting on the most fabulous collection of Maya artifacts ever assembled in one place. And now that we've scored the monolith, too, Beach Hill sera numero uno.
All right.
Was the monolith excavated in Mexico?
Yes, a hot young team of archaeologists, Americans and Mexicans both, dug it out of a cave near Palenque. Every curator from here to Siberia was trying to get a hold of it, but I'm the one who closed the deal.
What does this monolith look like?
It's a massive pillar of stone, nearly 1,500 years old, with Maya glyphs carved into it. We've installed it in the garden. Wait until you see it.
Alrighty, so I know Nancy is 18 years old, but she doesn't know what a glyph is, so we're going to ask about that.
Could you explain what a glyph is?
A glyph, as in hieroglyphic, is a picture that represents a word or an idea. Henrik is the human encyclopedia on the subject.
How many glyphs are there in all?
Henrik can help you with that.
Who's Henrik?
Henrik Vanderheun, world-renowned expert in Maya hieroglyphics. He's the latest addition to the Beach Hill Brain Trust. I told him I don't even want to see his pointy Vander head till he's got a translation on that monolith.
Thanks for the orientation, Joanna. I'll talk to you later.
Bye!
Oh boy, okay, so, you know, the people in the studio audience are very excited about this game. We could almost see Nancy, like we saw the shadow of Nancy. Yeah, that was kind of cool. Awesome. And Joanna mispronounced her Spanish word. Poor Joanna. Okay, so, hold on a second here. I'm getting things correct. Now, I told you I prepared for this game, right? Did I? I forget. Well, I prepared for this game, so I kind of know what to do. So, Nancy is working here. She's going to have a task list of about 5 or 6 jobs, and when she finishes all those jobs, something is going to happen. So let me actually get to work on those jobs. Oh, interview with Prudence Rutherford? Amazing.
Topeka Commission for the Arts. How cultured.
Very cultured. Very cultured indeed. We're going to talk to her later on in the game. And I think we have a notice about her here.
Topeka Commission for the Arts. That's the organization Prudence Rutherford works for.
Okay, so one of the tasks on our task list is to bring something to the Mexican consulate. That would be this thing right over here, which was used as a paper airplane. Ridiculous. Okay, so the monolith loan agreement. 2 payments of $250,000? Ooh, they paid $500,000 for this? Oh, wow. Okay, and the monolith cost $1 million. Wow. Okay, that is an expensive monolith. The other thing we need to do here is grab this. It's a card for the temple. We're going to see that in a moment. Also, there's this.
The knob is missing.
Okay, so the knob is missing. That's also a puzzle. I'm not actually going to solve that puzzle. You can beat the game without solving that puzzle. These are the doors which lead outside. They lead to the Washington Metro. Fun fact, this is an actual picture of the Washington Metro. I actually went to Washington, D.C., and that's what the Metro looks like.
Good thing Franklin gave me the museum key.
Okay, so what are my other jobs? I am going to do the number piece puzzle. Okay, so Nancy needs to find number pieces for the number piece puzzle and pottery pieces for the pottery puzzle. So let's find those things first. The first piece is here in the Who Were the Maya exhibit. Is that where the piece is? How do I open this? Click there, then pick up the piece. Put the lid back down. Perfect. We also have this thing here, but it's locked.
It's locked.
It's locked.
It's locked.
It's locked. Alrighty, so first pottery piece is going to be here inside the pyramid. Here inside the pyramid we have all sorts of fun things. All sorts of fun historical things. So for example, here we have a quiz.
I should put in my temple key card.
A quiz. You'll love this. You'll love this. So you need to figure out what everything stands for. Oh wow, that one's 19. Wow, that was a good guess. That was a really good guess. Road. Whoa. Oh no. Okay, so 19. Road. Throne. 19. Road. North. Oh. This is going to take forever, isn't it? Don't worry, I've got the solution somewhere. Okay. Whatever. We'll solve this puzzle later. How's that? Much later on in the game, we'll go through all 3 levels of the temple. It's an educational adventure. Very fun. But we actually can't solve it right now. Sunny June, crazy Sunny June, who was the curator before Nancy, has made everything all weird. What's this? Okay. People in the studio audience want me to do... They want me to sing, and they want me to do a silly voice. First, though, I'm checking out this area, the second number piece, and the monolith is here. Looking at the monolith will cause us to meet a brand new character.
This side looks damaged.
Hear those footsteps? It's the footsteps of everyone's favorite character, Taylor Sinclair.
Nancy Drew, or should I say, Detective Drew. I'm Sinclair.
Oh, his tie is blinding me.
Who told you I was a detective?
I was at a meeting with the BOD recently, and I caught wind of your appointment and your credentials. Very impressive, if I do say so myself.
Well, I'm not on a case right now, that's for sure. I'm the new deputy curator, remember?
So, how's this for a specimen? Ever seen $1 million worth of rock before?
Yeah, I saw one in Wisconsin. Yeah, it belonged to Marie Antoinette.
Do diamonds count?
Oh, well, they did say you were sharp. Seriously, though, thank goodness you're here. I'm afraid the museum may be in terrible jeopardy.
Oh, no!
Oh, no. Is there something I can do?
Joanna told me to butt out, but I'm so fond of Beach Hill, I just hate to see it fall prey to scoundrels.
What scoundrels?
It's a sensitive subject. Meet me at my office later, and I'll explain everything then.
You've got me worried. Can't we talk now?
Just meet me later. 707 Bing Cherry Boulevard. I've got to go. Enjoy your first day at Beach Hill.
So, with that ominous warning, we get told to enjoy our day at Beach Hill. Cool, let's go back to the exhibition hall. We're not finished exploring and finding those things we want. And you can read about everything here, fun information, and you'll notice everything has audio stuff. There are audio stations. And that's going to be another task. Another task is fixing all of the audio information. Hold on a second. Sunny June stuff, Sunny's stuff, Sunny's stuff. Ooh boy. Okay, so he's got some sort of alien, a spaceship, and a tabloid. Okay, so that's the second pottery piece. We have both pottery pieces and both number pieces. All right, we have finished 2 of our tasks. Let me turn around to show you the audio stuff. So what you want to do is make sure that all the numbers are correct with the audio thing. So at station D, right now it's playing audio clip number 14. It needs audio clip number 7. So that's a huge puzzle. You need to go to every single place and make sure that every single place has the right audio clips. We want C14, let's see, D7. I believe G is 9 and J is 13. Hold on a second. People are saying that Taylor Sinclair is obviously evil because of his tie, and they're afraid of him. They are very much afraid of him.
There, that looks like it's in order.
Okay, so now we fixed everything. Hooray! Hooray! That is one puzzle you can solve without actually getting the headphones like you're supposed to. So here is the laboratory. It's where we've got all sorts of labby stuff. And here's the task list.
I didn't finish it yet.
Okay, I took care of the audio recording. We haven't done that. Haven't done those other things. Let's do this one. We need to call for bubble wrap. 555-9963. 555-9963.
You have no voicemail.
555-9963.
Silvio's Curatorial Bonanza.
May I speak to Silvio Jr., please?
This is Silvio Jr. What can I do for you?
I'd like to place an order, please.
Have you ordered from us before?
Well, I haven't personally, but the museum has.
Okay, good. That saves me a lot of paperwork. What's the account number?
Well, the account number, it was on that piece of paper.
BH119K.
BH119K? Beach Hill? Are you serious?
Yep. I'm serious. I am totally Nancy Drew.
That's right. I'm the new deputy curator, Nancy Drew.
Well, whoop-de-doo, it's Nancy Drew. But Silvio's Curatorial Bonanza no longer does business with Beach Hill. I've sent all 6 of the outstanding invoices to a collection agency. And you jokers won't get another packing peanut out of Silvio Jr. ever. Do not call here again.
Oh no. So people in the studio audience are wondering, what is more evil, Taylor Sinclair's tie or Taylor Sinclair's little mustache? Oh dear. And somebody did point out that this is the first task list in the Nancy Drew series. We saw one in Treasure in the Royal Tower, but that wasn't Nancy's task list. That was Dexter's task list. So Nancy is going to have task lists throughout the series. Let's do task number 1, fix the shards of pottery. Unfortunately, I already collected all the shards of pottery, both of them.
There. Now I can start putting this together.
I like this puzzle. This is a good puzzle. It's a 3-dimensional puzzle. I like that. This piece goes here. Final bottom piece there. Okay, so now we have the upper pieces. That one there? No? That one there. No. It's got to be this one. And the final piece here.
That's done.
So that's done. I might as well show you who Sunny June is. Sunny June, he worked here before Nancy. This is the knob for the audio headphones exhibit. Okay, so this is his notebook. He likes aliens and stuff and drawing pictures. This is him. So he says that the bowl game, you know, when you pass or when the computer passes, it has something to do with Blaise Pascal's triangle. What does it do? I have no idea. I have no idea what it has to do with Blaise Pascal's triangle. But apparently the triangle controls the bowl game. So something. This is a picture of Alejandro from Mexico. This is Henrik, his doodle of Henrik, his doodle of Joanna. And Taylor Sinclair's tie is clearly blinding Sunny June. Oh, poor Sunny. Also, Cocoa Kringles. Sunny June loves Cocoa Kringles. Let's see, what was our task? Okay, the bubble wrap. We're actually not done with the bubble wrap, actually. We are not done with the bubble wrap. To finish up with the bubble wrap, we need to speak to this man right over here, Henrik Vanderhume.
You must be Nancy, the new deputy curator. I'm Henrik Vanderhume.
Pleased to meet you. What are you working on?
Just some light housekeeping.
Huh? Housekeeping?
Keeping artifacts clean is an important aspect of preserving them. Anyway, what can I do for you?
Did you know the deputy curator who was here before me?
Hurricane Sunny? I'm afraid I did. If he wasn't losing paperwork or setting off the fire alarm, he was cornering our visitors with his theory that the Maya were abducted by aliens. I'm afraid you'll be cleaning up his messes for a while.
Well, it wasn't Sonny's fault. He was sort of blinded by Taylor Sinclair's tie, so he couldn't see anything, and he was just reaching around trying to find something to hold on to, and it was the fire alarm. So really, it should be, it's all Taylor's fault. So this is what I need to talk to him about.
I'm supposed to order more packing supplies, but the company says they won't do business with us anymore. Does Beach Hill have bills it can't pay?
No comment.
But Henrik, how am I supposed to get this order taken care of?
I hereby absolve you of that task. If Joanna wants things shipped, she can stuff them into garbage bags for all I care.
I'm curious about your work. How do you go about translating a glyph anyway?
It can be a complicated process, involving research, piecing lots of different elements together, and a healthy dose of guesswork.
So there isn't a definitive dictionary of Maya glyphs where you can look things up?
Oh, I'm afraid not. You see, glyphs are so intricate and full of subtleties that multiple meanings may be embedded in a single glyph. So 3 distinct-looking glyphs may all translate to mean sunshine, roughly, but with different nuances. There is so much we still don't know. Lucky for me, I guess, or I'd be out of a job.
Everybody's talking about the mask that Henrik is wearing. It's kind of a crazy, crazy-looking mask. Yeah.
Joanna turned me loose without too many instructions. Do you have any advice for me?
Well, as you've probably heard, the museum is closed in preparation for the exhibit, so you'll have free run of the place. Please explore. The sooner you get to know your way around, the better. Think of the lab as your home base, your center of communications. Anyone who wants to get in touch with you will leave a note or a voicemail here, so check in often. I'm very busy with my work, so you're going to have to be pretty independent, but I suspect you wouldn't have it any other way.
See you around, Henrik.
Bye.
Does Henrik need a haircut? I think the consensus is that Henrik needs a haircut. We'll see a close-up of his hair later on. So, I picked up the agreement. We need to give this to Alejandro Del Rio. And we also need to fix the numbering exhibit. I already have the numbering things. I picked both of them up, so those will be our 2 final tasks. So the numbering exhibit is here in language. And there are some clues to this in on Sunny's little diskette here, but I know the solution. The Maya numbering system is based on dots. Every dot equals 1, so this has 1 dot, so that's the number 1. Do we have 2 dots anywhere? I don't see 2 dots. Give me a second here. Where is my picture? I took a picture of this when I played through the game on Junior mode. Okay, so 4 dots. This thing is obviously 4 because it has 4 dots, and every line equals 5. So this is 5 for 1 line and 2 dots. That makes 7. This is 5. This is 8. This is 5 plus 5 is 10 plus that's 14. What is 14 doing in the 9 spot? Okay, 10. This is clearly 10. 11. 12. Then we have 13. Now we're going to have 15 here, 18 here, this is 16, and this is 17. Now all of these heads, these head things need to be moved around. Let's see, the one that looks like a doctor is here. T is over here. There we go. Okay, puzzle solved. Somebody mentions that Henrik sounds like the British version of Tex from Nancy Drew's Secret of Shadow Ranch. The game I'm playing after this will meet another character voiced by Tex. I'll probably mention that later, but you know, Red Knot in Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake, same voice actor as Tex, unless I'm mistaken. So Knob goes there, and that helps us actually get one of those headphones for the headphone puzzle that I've already solved. Alright, time to meet the Mexican consul, Alejandro. Hola.
How may I help you?
Hola, Alejandro. Me llamo Nancy Drew. Necesito tu ayuda por el forma.
Buenos días. Me llamo Nancy Drew. I have some paperwork for you regarding the loan of the Palenque monolith to Beach Hill.
So, you're Joanna Riggs' newest pirate in training. How does it feel to join the ranks with the modern-day conquistadors?
Que no soy un conquistador del hoy.
Conquistadors?
You had better brush up on your history, young lady. When the Spanish explorers invaded Mexico, they became known as the conquistadors, or conquerors. They robbed the indigenous peoples of their wealth, not just their gold, but their artwork, their sacred objects. Anything they did not steal, they burned to the ground.
Sin Cesar.
Alejandro, I understand that many crimes were committed in the name of exploration, but that was hundreds of years ago. What does this have to do with Beach Hill?
There is more. In the 19th century, archaeologists discovered the ruins of ancient civilizations predating even the Aztecs. Many of the dig sites were robbed, and the stolen artifacts were sold off to art museums and collectors around the world. Today, finally, it is illegal among most civilized nations to remove an artifact from its native country. But sadly, there are thousands of precious antiquities with highly questionable provenance floating around the Western world.
What do you mean by questionable provenance?
An artifact's provenance is the story of its origin and ownership. For example, how it made its way from a temple at Chichen Itza to a museum in Washington, D.C. If the artifact's provenance reveals that it has been stolen, then that artifact must be returned to the country of its origin.
So the problem has been remedied, hasn't it?
No, not at all. Provenance documents are often tampered with or forged to cover up the theft. Because of this, thefts continue and a great deal of art is moved on the black market, even today. Unethical art dealers and greedy museum curators do nothing to stop this.
Ow, sounds like he's slamming the other characters. Although he looks very happy about it. This is Alejandro Del Rio. He's very passionate about getting everything back to Mexico where it belongs.
Are you suggesting Beach Hill is involved in these kinds of misdealings?
If Joanna Riggs or that overstuffed pillowhead Sinclair had any decency, they would take measures to see that all Maya artifacts were returned to Mexico at once where they belong.
And what if these measures are not taken?
My country will have its due, Nancy, even if I have to begin reclaiming its artifacts with my own two hands.
And he has diplomatic immunity, so if he decides to be a thief, he can't be arrested for it.
I see. Well, I should probably get going. Here are the changes to the loan agreement for the monolith. I just need your signature, please.
So the people in the studio audience are wondering, they're arguing whether or not Alejandro is hot.
Thank you. I have some business with Joanna at the museum later, so I will return the contract to her then, after I have looked it over.
Alejandro es muy guapo.
Are you sure? I don't mind waiting.
You may consider your mission accomplished.
Well, okay then.
Goodbye.
He does sort of look like he has a tan. People are saying I need to sing. I don't know any Spanish songs though. I only know church songs in Spanish. Like one of my friends, Padre Jose Rubio. He wrote Bendito sea el Señor, el Dios de Israel. Porque has visitado su pueblo por su salvación. Do, 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 do. And he would make us sing the song because he wrote it. I don't think it's in the books anymore, Flor y Canto. I don't know if they have it in the book anymore, but he made us sing it. He knew all the words because he wrote the song. It was funny. Okay, so this is Taylor. We are meeting him because he said, "Hey, Nancy, I need you to meet with me."
It's about time. Oh, my fears are like maggots infesting my poor old carcass. Want a cookie? They're from Oaxaca.
Oaxaca! Cookies from Oaxaca.
Thanks, but I'm trying to cut back. Now, what's going on?
The art world is being ransacked, Nancy. Prudence Rutherford, a major patron of the arts, had her fire ruby necklace stolen from her villa in Topeka. 2 weeks later, a whole display case full of rare Maya artifacts was heisted from a museum in New Mexico.
Do you think there's a connection between the two thefts?
Who knows? I'm just telling you, this community, our friends and colleagues, my people are being systematically trounced by thugs. Who's to say Beach Hill won't be next? You've got to do something.
Does Joanna share your concerns?
I've urged Joanna to approach the board about making some security upgrades, but she just keeps saying that the timing isn't right to ask for money.
I understand your concern, but what can I do to help?
We need your eagle eyes. We need your bat ears. We need you to sniff out the stink of trouble.
I appreciate the vote of confidence, but I'm just a detective, you know. I'm not bionic.
Don't play modest mouse with me.
Modest mouse? Most people call me Nosy Parker. But anyway, tell me something about the art business. Is that a contemporary painting?
You bet your socks it is. Would you believe I dug it up in my backyard?
Good thing you're not trying to make a living as a comedian. So, what about the painting?
How about that rubber shark? The artist's name is Poppy Dada. She's a teenager in South Dakota. The art world is going bananas over her stuff. I'll unload that one for some serious dinero.
Ooh, serious dinero. Oh, yo quiero el dinero. La 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 la.
Is Poppy Dada her real name?
I don't know.
Joanna says you performed an act of wizardry in helping Beach Hill acquire the Pakal carving.
Getting those provenance docs together was a pig and a half. Oh, they're on the up and up, I assure you. But to have been at the height of my career back before the crackdown, those were the days.
What crackdown?
Maybe sometime I'll tell you a sad story I call How Mexico Lost Its Sense of Humor. Not today, though, Nancy.
It's a very sad, sad story.
Alejandro says you're unethical, a modern-day conquistador, that you're robbing Mexico of its cultural history.
And I say Alejandro is the real bully of the playground, a lunch money extortionist who loves nothing more than to see the other boys and girls go hungry.
When you sell a piece of art, what kind of commission do you get?
Standard, 10%. It's no king's ransom, unless of course you sell something for $1 million. Too bad I'm not allowed to put that monolith on the market, huh?
I'd better get going.
Thanks for stopping by.
So, going back to like speaking or singing in Spanish, like for like 2 months when I was at St. Patrick's, you know, the Spanish choir met with my choir, and that was a bad idea because I like to goof around instead of actually working in the choir, and some people in the Spanish choir were like that, so we spent all of our time goofing around rather than like working on choir stuff. But I kind of wish I was in Spanish choir. I just want to sing one of the psalms in Spanish because they're singing the songs in Spanish are all just crazy fantastic. It's like Bendito sea el Señor porque es bueno. Lo siento por mis pecados. Lo siento, Señor Jesucristo. Okay, those aren't exactly the lyrics, but you know what I mean. Okay, so we have finished everything on our task list. That's why I came here. Also, to sing in Spanish. Wait a minute, singing in Spanish isn't on the task list. Oh. Well, once everything is done, once we have finished our task list, something happens. That something is this.
Been hit. Sit tight, Nancy. The police are on their way.
Oh no, everybody. Oh no, somebody has stolen the priceless Jade Pakal carving. Oh dear.
I should talk to Joanna before I touch anything.
And we're going to have kind of a maybe not the best investigation sequence. We kind of have to run back and forth between Joanna. So what you have to do is notice that something is broken here, and then you have to get permission from Joanna to investigate. So where's Joanna? Here she is.
Someone has cooked up my worst nightmare and served it to me on a plate.
I'd like to have a look at the crime scene myself. Did the police turn up any clues?
The police took some samples for the crime lab, but they couldn't promise any overnight results. So if you want to put your little magnifying glass up to the scene, it's fine with me.
Great. I'll let you know if I find anything.
Go to it.
Wait. Everybody in the studio audience is saying that the culprit stole cake as well as the Bacall carving. And yes, as somebody in the studio audience pointed out, you don't necessarily have to finish the task list for the theft to take place. You do need to speak to Taylor Sinclair before the theft takes place, and you need to talk to Alejandro. Those are definitely things you have to do before the theft takes place. Okay, so what Nancy does there is she grabs the Scarlet hand, and now we have to go back to Joanna for permission to investigate.
Come in.
Didn't we just do that? Huh.
Need something?
Have you seen Henrik? I found a piece of paper inside the Bacall display case. It had some glyphs on it and a print of a red hand. I'm hoping he can give me a translation.
What am I, fish food? Henrik's not the only one around here who can read a glyph, you know.
Sorry, Joanna. I thought I was supposed to go to Henrik with all my glyph questions.
The police showed me the note. It said, "The magician suffers yellow death," whatever that means. Apparently, the thief just couldn't come up with the glyphs for "the curator suffers flaming purple disgrace."
I'm curious about the red handprint the thief left. Does it have any significance in Maya culture?
Afraid I can't help you there. What I want to know is what the hand was printed with. It's obviously not finger paint. Why don't you do a little analysis on it in the lab?
I've got work to do.
Carpe diem.
So are there no fingerprints on the Scarlet hand, and the police just can't use it to figure out who the culprit is? Because I would like analyze the fingerprints and say, whoa, we have fingerprints there. Obviously we have a culprit. Ooh, not good. Oh, that's twice we had to call 911.
Amnesia? Wow. Henrik must have taken a real nosedive off that pyramid. Do you think he just fell, Nancy? Or was he pushed? Sounds like you need to find out about hospital visiting hours. Yeah, but you'd better get the lowdown from Joanna first. George is right. She is your supervisor, after all.
Oh, dear. This is not good. Okay, so that was Nancy's friends, Bess and George, and we are back at Nancy's hotel the next day, I think. So things are happening really quickly here. Really quickly here, but I wanted to finish investigating things. Investigating the Scarlet Hand. And we might as well call Franklin Rose while we're at it. Like, we wanted Henrik to investigate this, but Henrik clearly is not available at the moment.
Okay, I've got a graph of the chemical used for the handprint. Now I've got to match it up with a known substance.
And yes, we did see the close-up of Henrik there. I hope you guys could see that Henrik was clearly wearing a shirt. The shirt just happens to be very much like the same color of his skin. It was a skin-colored shirt. So for all of you who thought that Henrik was working topless, no, he was not.
That's it.
HGS. That is our chemical compound. There is HGS. This stuff is made with lots of HGS. And Nancy is going to do some scientific investigation with the periodic table of the elements.
S stands for sulfur.
HG.
According to this chart, HG stands for Mercury. So the handprint was made from mercury and sulfur.
Okay, Henrik says we need to go through all of the temple activities and make sure we can answer the questions. Sounds good.
You have voicemail. Press 0 to retrieve messages. Press 9 for an outside line.
Nancy, hi. It's Franklin Rose. I'm calling because it's just... This theft is very bad news for the museum. You can't imagine the limb we went out on to acquire that Pakal carving. It's been one of the museum's main attractions. I don't want to take you away from your internship, but if you can do a little investigating, well, I think I speak for the whole board when I say we'd be very grateful. Give me a call when you have a chance. And Nancy, thanks.
This message is for Nancy Drew. Hi, Nancy. This is Nurse Bluefoot calling from Eleanor Roosevelt Memorial Hospital in regards to Henrik Vanderheun. I believe you're a colleague of his? Since Mr. Vanderheun was admitted, he has repeated your name several times in states of semi-consciousness. As we've been unable to contact any of his family members, we're hoping you might be willing to act as Henrik's support person as he begins the difficult process of restoring his memory. Please call me as soon as possible to discuss this. My direct line is 202-555-4000. Thank you.
To replay messages, press...
Okay, so we've got some things in the studio audience. Katie is wondering if Nancy wears gloves while she handles the artifacts. I hope so. I hope so. Other people are saying, wow, mercury and sulfide, that must be mercuric sulfide. And then other people are wondering whether waffles are better than pancakes or if brownies are better than both. Hint, brownies are better than both. And mercuric sulfide is sold by Keep It Real Restoration. So we need to actually call Keep It Real. Keep It Real.
You have no voicemail. Press 9 for it.
But let's call Franklin Rose first.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose, how may I direct your call?
This is Nancy Drew, calling for Franklin Rose, please.
Just a minute, please.
Nancy, hello. Do you have any news?
Not really, but something tells me this case is going to get complicated.
Oh, Nancy, you zero in on a case like a heat-seeking missile, don't you? I feel so much better knowing you're going to follow up on every lead. I'll help in any way I can.
Thanks, Mr. Rose.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, you're here to be helpful. Okay, so let's call him again. I think the first time you call him, he just says, wow, Nancy, you're fantastic. I'm really glad you're on the case.
Boswell, Jackson, and
And now
Rose,
we can
how may
actually
I direct
talk to
your
him
call?
about the
This
case.
is Nancy Drew, calling for Franklin Rose, please.
Just a minute, please.
Nancy, to what do I owe the pleasure of this call?
You don't?
Oops, false alarm. I'll call you later.
Not a problem, dear.
Okay, so what was Keep It Real? Keep It Real was 6766.
Keep it real. Max speaking.
Hi, do you sell a compound of mercury and sulfur?
Mercuric sulfide? Oh, we sure do. How much do you need? First things first. What account's this for?
Well, the account number is BH008P, but I'm not sure if we need any.
Well, hello there, Beach Hill. Hey, you're not Sunny June. Whatever happened to that guy? I suppose he caught a ride on a flying saucer, huh? What a riot. I'm sorry. Anyway, you don't need to reorder, do you? Unless you ate last week's shipment for breakfast, that is.
You're sure it was last week?
Oh, that's what it says here.
Do you know who placed that order?
Well, the initials on the order are JR.
Was the package shipped to the museum?
Oh? Oops, I guess we didn't ship it at all. It looks like the package was picked up here at the warehouse.
Can you remember anything about the person who picked up the package?
I sure can't. Guess I must have been at lunch or something.
Well, thanks for your help.
Sure thing. I hope there wasn't any problem with the stuff, was there? We only used the top-grade mercuric sulfide.
Judging by the impression it left, I'd have to agree that the quality was fine.
Well, you sound a little green in the chemicals department, if you don't mind my saying so. I hope you know that mercuric sulfide is highly toxic. Makes you crazy.
Crazy!
Toxic?
Oh, looks like I've got another call coming in here. You give us a call in about 4 months or so when you start to run out, okie doke? And don't forget to keep it real.
Alrighty. And finally, we'll call Nurse Bluefoot. So this is sort of getting to the part where I don't know what to do. I mean, I kind of know what to do,
This is Nurse Bluefoot.
but we have like this huge puzzle afterwards, finding all of the jade carving pieces which were stolen, like the one which was stolen from Prudence Rutherford, Taylor Sinclair mentioned that, and the one which was stolen from the Chaco Canyon Cultural Center. So I'm not entirely sure how to solve those puzzles. We'll figure it out together, shall we?
I'm calling in regard to a recently admitted patient, Henrik Vanderheun.
Patient information is confidential. Are you a family member?
I'm sorry, this is Nancy Drew. You left me a message?
Nancy Drew? Oh, thank goodness. Oh, I'm so relieved. We've been unable to locate any family members, and we do like amnesia patients to have at least one personal support person when they begin reality orientation.
What's reality orientation?
Well, reality orientation is a kind of treatment that helps a patient get reacquainted with the facts and circumstances of his or her life. Henrik has not actually lost his memory. It's just that his brain is injured in such a way that he can't access the place where the memories are stored.
So, how does he regain access to the storage place?
First, we do repetitive memory exercises to help Henrik relearn the basic facts, like his name and address, the name of his parakeet, if he has one, the date, and so on. Second, we try to stimulate Henrik's sensory memories in order to help trigger or find the way back to his cognitive memories.
Where do I come in?
You can't help Henrik remember his childhood, but you can probably help him remember his work, and who knows where that will take him. All roads lead to Rome, as they say. One great tool is the Reality Orientation Board. This is a place to post information and pictures for the patient to look at over a period of time. You may want to bring in images or photos to place on the board. Things from the museum, perhaps.
So this is the important thing we need to remember. The reality orientation board, we need to put things on the board, which will help Henrik remember stuff.
I see. Well, I'll be happy to help in any way I can. When are visiting hours?
Visiting hours are 10 to 4 every day, if the patient is not engaged in treatment and if he seems stable.
Great. Is there anything else?
Just remember, Henrik's brain has been knocked around like a peanut in its shell. He may have attention difficulties, headaches, anxiety. Sometimes he may seem giddy, too. We need to keep these conditions in check. Don't push him too hard, or he may have some kind of meltdown.
Thanks for the warning, Nurse Bluefoot.
Be well.
Nurse Bluefoot goes off to eat waffles. Yes, that is good to do here. So this is the radio, and this is the place where Henrik used to work. It was also robbed. Oh, and this is how ham radios work. Great. How do I close this? Close this? Okay. Let's talk to Joanna before heading out to help Henrik, and I think I want to visit Taylor. I'm just guessing here. I don't know. I know we want to meet Prudence Rutherford. I know she is important.
First the Bacall carving is stolen, and now my star glyph man bumps his head and forgets his own name? What's next, Nancy? Del Rio pulls the plug on the monolith? The board clams up on my funding, my mother posts my old prom pictures on the internet.
No, 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 not your prom pictures, Joanna. Oh, man, she had such a ridiculous-looking hairdo back then. And she went to prom with the guy with this ugly little mustache and this horribly nasty tie. I don't know who he is, but it was just not good. It was not good. That's what I'm trying to say.
Take it easy, Joanna. I'm sure everything is going to be okay.
What I need from you right now is action, not commentary, Nancy. Will you follow up with the hospital and see if there's anything we can do to get Henrik's marbles back?
I'll call right away.
You can also pick up Henrik's mail if he gets any. Keep the lab in order and just try to help me keep the entire museum from going up in smoke.
Do you think Alejandro would go to extreme measures, like stealing, to reclaim Mexico's artifacts?
Who knows?
Why did you become a museum curator?
I became a curator because I want to help make artifacts available to as many people as possible. That's all that matters, isn't it? Unless you're Alejandro Del Rio.
When did Henrik come on board?
I got an email from him one day saying he heard the news about Beach Hill getting the monolith. He said he'd drop everything to come here and translate those glyphs. He was even willing to take a pay cut. What could I say except, giddy up, you're hired.
Where was he working before?
At the Chaco Canyon Cultural Center in New Mexico.
See, I wasn't making things up when I talked about the Chaco Canyon Cultural Center, Chaco Canyon Cultural Center, Chaco Canyon Cultural Center candy.
I did the chemical analysis you suggested. That red hand was printed with a compound containing mercury and sulfur. Does that mean anything to you?
Sure, cinnabar. The Maya would rub it into their most important carvings to add definition to the artist's lines.
Where would a person get a supply of cinnabar?
We use cinnabar here at the museum the same way the Maya did, to keep things as authentic as possible. Henrik orders those kinds of supplies, but we've been out of stock for quite a while. The last I heard, there was some kind of holdup with the distributor.
I've got work to do.
See you around.
Oh my goodness. Now people are talking about prom. Who did I go to prom with? I went with Professor Hotchkiss, actually. And Sunny June definitely won prom king. So, oh dear. So I'm what was I going to do? I think I'm going to go to Taylor Sinclair to talk about Prudence Rutherford. So then I can talk to Mr. Franklin Rose because reasons.
It's a fiasco, just as I feared. Oh, I'm sick about the whole thing.
Yes, your fears seem to have been quite visionary.
I was in the museum when it happened.
Have you spoken to the police?
I told them everything I know. I coughed up my brains right there on the table.
Well, well, that explains why he doesn't have any brains left. That's disgusting. Thank you for that disgusting imagery. Maybe not as disgusting as your tie, but still.
So, do you think this is linked to the thefts in Topeka and New Mexico?
That awful red hand was left on Prudence Rutherford's jewelry box in Topeka, and on the display case in the museum in New Mexico. What's the chance they're not connected?
So I like how Taylor's hair in the front, it looks like he has a comb-over. He has the comb-over hairstyle, even though he's not bald. So, that is just... Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah.
Do you know Prudence Rutherford personally?
Oh, we saw each other at functions now and then. Poor Prudence. She adored that necklace.
What's the name of the museum in New Mexico?
The Chaco Canyon Cultural Center. They had a beautiful collection up there, worth a bundle, too. I appraised some pieces for them a few years back.
The Chaco Canyon Cultural Center collection? Try saying that 5 times fast.
Why do you think the thief is leaving this red handprint?
To be a gruesome scoundrel?
There was an incident at the museum. Henrik is in the hospital with a head injury.
Poor Henrik. Another squabble between him and Joanna, perhaps? Oh, I'm kidding, but I do remember the time she threatened to push him in the pond. Temper, I'm always telling her.
The Bacall-face glyph message translates to, "The magician suffers yellow death." What in the world do you think that means?
You've got me there.
I'd better get going.
Bye now.
So the people in the studio audience have mentioned that Taylor Sinclair always smiles, even when he's talking about the horrible theft. There's a reason for that. This is what I think the reason is. Taylor Sinclair, if he doesn't smile, his fake mustache will fall off, so he has to smile all the time. Okay, reality board. Now, even though this is part of a criminal investigation, we are just going to put it on the reality board. And hey, Henrik, how's it going? How's your memory?
You look familiar. Is it time for my snack?
And like I said, now we get a little bit of a close-up on Henrik, so we actually get to see what his hair looks like. Whoa, craziness.
Henrik, it's me, Nancy. You're looking very well. I'm here to help with your memory exercises so you can come back to Beach Hill as soon as possible.
Beach Hill?
Beach Hill is a museum here in Washington, D.C. The curator's name is Joanna Riggs. You were working there, and that's where your accident happened. Do you remember anything about the accident?
Joanna Riggs? Is that the woman who called to pick my brain for an access code?
Joanna called? What did you tell her?
Where in my poor banged-up head would I be keeping access codes? I don't even remember my own birthday. So if you're here to squeeze me for details, you're wasting your time.
Actually, Nurse Bluefoot thinks with regular visits, I may be able to help you get your memory back more quickly.
How, pray tell, do you intend to do that?
I'll visit, we'll talk. Sometimes I'll bring you pictures.
Pictures? Well, isn't this nice?
Yeah, it's super nice. Don't be so sarcastic, Henrik. Being sarcastic is my job. Thank you.
Come on, Henrik. You'll feel much better once things start coming back to you. I've got a picture with me if you'd like to give it a try.
Fine, I'll do it.
Great. These are Maya glyphs, like the ones you use to translate. Now, don't be upset if you don't know how to read them anymore. I can tell you what they mean.
I know what they mean, dear. I wrote them.
I'm sure you have written them at one time or another in your career. So, what do you think this is all about? The magician suffers yellow death.
Your translator is sloppy. I should know. I am the author of the original work.
The author? What are you talking about?
That first glyph is the fool, not the magician. Furthermore, any decent epigrapher knows those glyphs refer to the infamous plague of oozing hives. A fitting curse for a fool, don't you think? I rather like it.
Henrik, this note was found at a crime scene. Are you telling me you left it there?
I don't remember.
I'm investigating the theft of the Bacall carving. Please, Henrik, try to remember something.
Who in the world is Bacall? Oh, my head. Oh, the pressure. I can't take any more today, Nancy.
Okay, it's time for some memory therapy. Nancy, could you come back tomorrow?
Okay, we're going to come back tomorrow. And by tomorrow, I mean later today. So I know this puzzle, like I said. I just don't know the getting all of the jade carvings back puzzle.
Any news?
I need a photo of the Bacall carving. Do you have one?
Joanna took the official print for her insurance claim, but I have a couple extras. Here you go. Keep up the good work.
Oh, thank you, Taylor. Back to the hospital. And you can click during the, the transportation scenes. Oh, look, he remembers stuff. He is 61 and a half years old. 61 and a half. How does he know that? I thought he didn't remember his own birthday.
What should I post here?
Hold on a second. What am I doing? Scarlet hand and photograph. He is divorced with no children, allergic to chicken and bee stings.
Well, look who it is.
Ready to do some memory work, Henrik? I brought you a picture. This will help you to remember.
That face. He's as familiar as my own feet.
Can you remember the last time you saw him?
Bacall! Nancy, this is the stolen carving, isn't it? And I'm the one who took it. I must have. But why? Oh, Bacall, what could I have meant by this?
And yes. Person in the studio audience, Brienne. it does look like Henrik works out a lot for somebody who just sits around and looks at pictures all day long.
If you're remembering correctly, this is a serious crime, Henrik. You've got to tell me why you did it.
I can't remember.
Easy, Henrik. The answers are in your head. You just need to find them.
It's still in the museum.
Why would you break into the display case and steal the carving only to leave it in the museum?
To protect him. I had to protect him. Oh, Pakal. Something is going on at that museum, a devious plot. I was the only one who could stand in the way.
What kind of plot?
Forgive me, Nancy, but when I woke up in this hospital bed, I didn't even know my own name. Perhaps the only thing I can offer you is this key. It was found in one of my pockets when I was brought in.
Maybe that key goes to the lock where you hid the Pakal.
I haven't a clue. Take the key now, Nancy. Find out what it opens and return to me, please, with some answers.
You can count on me, Henrik.
In the meantime, I'll sit with my friend Pakal and see if he will tell me anything new. You must keep this to yourself for now. It's your only hope of getting to the bottom of this.
Do you know anything about the theft of Prudence Rutherford's necklace?
I can't remember.
Calm down.
You rest up. I'll be back.
I'll do my best.
Okay, so Henrik does look good for 61.5. Seriously. You think he would have like all gray hair at this point, but no, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. So, can we now call Franklin Rose and learn about Prudence Rutherford?
You have no voicemail.
We'll try.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose, how may I direct your call?
This is Nancy Drew. Calling for Franklin Rose, please.
Just a minute, please.
Nancy, to what do I owe the pleasure of this call?
Yes! Oh, I solved the puzzle. Hooray!
I need to contact a woman named Prudence Rutherford. I noticed she's on the board of the Topeka Commission for the Arts, and that they've donated money to Beach Hill. Any idea how I might track her down?
Well, you're in luck. It so happens that Prudence and I sat on the panel of judges for the Kansas Speak No Evil Mime competition for 3 years in a row, back when I lived in Wichita. How's that for a small world?
You judged a mime competition?
Indeed I did. I haven't talked to Prudence in about 10 years. But let's see if I still have her in this old dinosaur of a Rolodex. Ah, yes, here we go. Got a pen? It's
Okay.
area code 785-555-7279.
Alrighty.
What's this all about?
I think Ms. Rutherford had a run-in with a red-handed thief, much like the one who took the Pakal carving.
You're a real pro, Nancy. Say, why don't I call ahead and let Prudence know what's going on? That way I can say hello, and she'll be expecting you.
Now I think you're reading my mind, Mr. Rose. Thanks.
Not a problem, dear.
Okay, great. So I solved that puzzle. That's good. And the key is for here. Ooh, that's good. That's for his little disc thing. Oh, that is his little disc thing. And this is the ham radio station, station, what's this?
Looks like I need to find someone who speaks Nahuatl.
So the smugglers, the password is the Nahuatl word for snake, and then we need to send them a message, such as, Leche, send the item immediately. And also we have station 250, and this is their number code. We need to beat their number code. So it's kind of well protected, but they are smugglers, so it makes sense that they want everything to be protected. This is about Henrik dealing with the smugglers. He's with Big Bunny, whoever that is. A tent with Big Bunny, who eats horrible stuff, nearly suffocated Henrik. Okay, so Big Bunny does not like tea. He kept shouting, "Bunny rabbits! Flaming bunny rabbits!" He pounced on the floor to catch one. He is crazy. Okay, so this is what Big Bunny looked like. Big Bunny, nice afro. Do. Travel today. Big Bunny is going yak 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 yakety yak yak yakety yak yak yakety yak. And this is the thing I really wanted. These are the notes from the monolith. Something about the monolith, right? They were taken directly from the monolith. So we need to find someone who speaks Nahuatl, and actually I think that's it. So let's actually who would speak a Spanish language though? What do you guys think? Yeah, I have no idea either. I'll wait for somebody in the studio audience to let me know who in this game speaks Spanish. Oh, sleeping, snoring.
What should I post here?
And we're putting up those notes. Yes, I think Big Bunny is probably the culprit. Yeah, Big Bunny is culprit. Makes sense. Whoever Big Bunny is. So let's actually put these things here. Let's actually use these things that we were supposed to use much earlier. Nancy's computer, her dog, Togo. Oh, that's so sweet. And these are notes. You know, these are Nancy's case notes. So the password is aliens. Wrong. Try again. I feel like some Cocoa Kringles. So these are Sunny June's notes about the narrations. They really help you with the narration puzzle. This is the notes about the numbering system. They help you with the numbering puzzle. Stuff to forget, the temple quizzes. Those really help you with the temple quiz puzzles. Looks like the password is SJune. Space, baby. Great question for level 3. And stuff to work on. How were the Maya UFOs attacked by UFOs? Were they trying to achieve space travel? Were their pyramids really for aliens? Don't know. Okay, Henrik's password. Cocoa Kringles. Try again. What is that glyph? I have never seen that glyph before in my life. Aw, Nancy's dog Togo. I don't think Togo is the culprit. That would be strange. Calling people. Do you want me to call Nancy's friends, Bess and George? If we call them like 3 times, we will be able to talk to the Hardy Boys. So, if you guys want to see that happen, just let me know. In the meantime, I will call Prudence Rutherford, now that I have her phone number.
We're sorry, your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again. This is a recording.
That was the number, right? Franklin said that was her number. Let me double check to make sure I have the right number. Well, let's call the Chaco Canyon Cultural Center then.
Chaco Canyon Cultural Center.
Hi, I'm hoping to speak to someone about the theft that happened there recently.
Are you the press?
No, I'm a detective investigating a similar crime in Washington, D.C.
This is Sheila Schultz, the director. What would you like to know?
My name is Nancy Drew. I'm calling from the Beach Hill Museum in Washington, D.C. I understand you had some rare Maya artifacts stolen recently.
That's right. It's a terrible loss, and the police here have no leads.
Beach Hill was robbed, too. We lost one of our prized jade carvings.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
I'm wondering if the robberies are connected. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions about the incident at Chaco Canyon?
Fire away.
I heard the thief left a red handprint at the scene of the crime. Is that true?
Yes. It was very gruesome. It looked like blood, but according to the police analysis, the print was made with a mercuric sulfide paste.
Do you know of any symbolic meaning attached to a red hand?
Don't walk, don't go there, talk to the hand, as my 15-year-old would say? Really, I haven't the slightest idea.
So the thief cleaned out an entire display case?
Only the center's most prized pieces. The case contained 5 pre-Columbian artifacts that were excavated right from this area.
Which piece would you say is the greatest loss for the center?
Definitely the jade carving. It was highly unusual. There was a glyph on it that no one could translate. Until we hired Henrik Vanderheun, that is. His opinion was that it's Mayan in origin, and that it may have been a place-name glyph for this area. As you can imagine, we regarded it as something of a regional treasure.
Do you know that Henrik Vanderheun works for Beach Hill now?
Yes, I know. His departure was a great loss for us.
Why didn't you mention the connection when I told you I was from Beach Hill?
I guess it didn't seem important.
Was Henrik still working at Chaco Canyon when the theft occurred?
No. It happened just a few days after he left. I remember because after the police left, the staff and I were so depressed, we went into the lounge and pigged out on the rest of Henrik's farewell cake.
Yes! Cake! Oh yeah. Oh yeah, cake. And everybody has agreed they want to hear the Hardy Boys. So I will go through all those phone conversations with Bess and George to get to Hardy Boys.
Do you recall having some appraisal work done by an art dealer by the name of Taylor Sinclair?
How could I forget? He went on and on about the impossibly rare artifacts he could get for us. I said, "Are you an art dealer or a smuggler?" But he assured me that the provenance documents would all be in order. Still, I never did any further business with him. He just seemed slippery.
Could you send me a photo of that jade carving so I can take a look at the glyph?
I'm afraid I sent our only print off to the insurance company. They said they'd return it, but who knows when our claim will be processed.
And
I'm
yes, yes, Allison is right. Sheila talks like Sergeant Mac Ramsey from Nancy Drew, the final scene. Talks like this, kind of stilted way of speaking.
Thanks a million, Sheila.
Feel free to call if you have any more questions.
Yes. Okay, so we are going to call... Well, I'm going to try calling Prudence Rutherford one more time.
Yes, hello?
Oh, fantastic! We've reached Prudence Rutherford!
Hi, this is Nancy Drew, calling from Washington, D.C. I'm trying to reach Prudence Rutherford, please.
Oh, yes. Franklin told me you'd be calling. Such dreadful news about Beach Hill. I will do everything in my power to help you catch those rapscallions. To think how they violated the sanctity of my domicile. Good heavens.
I'm sorry to hear about your loss. What can you tell me about the necklace?
I can't even think about it. Oh, just the very thought of my precious necklace gone, stranded, orphaned, and in the hands of some dirty stranger makes my blood boil.
Where did you purchase the necklace?
Good heavens, one does not purchase such a piece. I inherited it from my mother-in-law. But you see, the necklace means much more to me than just a handful of priceless rubies.
Did the necklace have a lot of sentimental value?
Yes, I'm afraid it did. I had the necklace restrung to include an exquisite jade carving as the centerpiece, a genuine artifact of the ancient Maya. The carving is not only one of a kind, but a Rutherford family heirloom given to me by my great-grandfather when I was just a little girl.
So she mixed two of these priceless things together to make something which was even more priceless.
What does the jade piece look like?
It features a rare glyph. No one's been able to give me a precise translation, but most epigraphers have agreed that it has something to do with a snake, the color green, and the direction south. It's terribly fascinating.
About the theft, where were you when it took place?
At 3 a.m.? Well, I was home, of course. Lost in sweet slumber. I don't grace the social circuit the way I used to. That brazen fiend crept right into the bedroom and took my necklace away. Where was I? Picking peaches in the fruit-laden orchards of my dreams. I feel like such a fool.
Was anything else taken besides the necklace?
Nothing. Not even my brand new Dada. Synesthetic, interactive, organic journey? Huh. I always knew Dada was overrated. One moment, dear. Off. Off the sofa, you nasty beast. Now! What are you doing? What about the sofa. Bad, bad, naughty bad. I'm sorry, dear. What was I saying?
Problems with a dog?
What? No, I was speaking to my husband, dear. My second husband. Soon to become my ex-husband if he continues to crawl on the furniture like that. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yes. Oh, they must have known. The rest of my valuables were left untouched. Frankly, I don't know whether to be grateful or insulted.
What about evidence?
The first thing I saw when I opened my eyes was this positively ghoulish red handprint on the wall. I nearly jumped out of my skin.
A red handprint was left at the scene of the crime at Beach Hill, too. Ms. Rutherford, I'm almost certain that these robberies were committed by the same person.
But why? What is so special about these carvings?
So people are saying that Simone is voiced by a woman named Simone Chule. Oh, this is English. The silent E is usually silent. Could be a foreign name, though.
Miss Rutherford, it would be so helpful if I knew exactly what your carving looked like. Could you send me a picture that shows it in detail?
I can do better than a photo. The insurance company made this dreadful replica of the necklace with the idea that I would wear such a thing to public functions. Please. But I could send that to you if you'd like.
Oh, that would be wonderful. How soon could you have it here?
You'll have it tomorrow or the next day. My secretary will have the address of the museum. Now, if that is all you will require, young lady, I will need to attend to other pressing matters.
Thanks a million, Miss Rutherford. I won't let you down.
Call me Prudence. Oh, and Nancy, when you find the villains who did this to me, do me a favor and give them a sound thrashing.
You're coming through loud and clear. Bye.
So this is just me, but this is just me thinking here. But Prudence has a second husband. I think her first husband was Henrik Vanderhume. He is divorced, and he is around her age. We saw the picture of her. He's 61 and a half. And once they broke up, he realized that his life was empty without Prudence, so he threw himself into his work to fill the void left in his heart. And Bess, right, we have to go through like 3 conversations with Bess and George in order to learn about the Hardy Boys.
Hello?
Hey, Bess, it's me, Nancy. What's new?
It's pouring rain. George and I are in the middle of a heated game of Go Fish, and I'm winning. Don't believe a word she says, Nancy. Last hand, I made mincemeat out of her. Anyway, we don't want to make you homesick. How's the internship going?
Everything was going great until someone broke into a display case and stole one of the museum's most valuable artifacts, a jade carving of King Pakal.
Who was King Pakal?
He's considered one of the great Maya rulers. He reigned at the height of the Maya civilization.
So what happened?
Well, apparently the civilization was never quite the same after he died.
No, silly, with the theft. What happened with the theft? Who are your suspects? Do you have any clues?
Easy, ladies. Let's just say that so far, I have more questions than I do answers. But don't worry, I'm on the case.
There goes your low-key internship. Honestly, Nancy, it never will cease to amaze me how one girl can cross paths with so much trouble.
Okay, so, wow, I'm surprised. That was actually a combination of 2 different phone calls you can have with Bess and George, so maybe we don't have to call them 3 times. Cool. So, somebody says the name of Prudence's first husband is inside the magazine. We will take another look at the magazine and see if that first husband was, in fact, Henrik.
I don't know what to make of Alejandro Del Rio, the attaché to the Mexican consulate.
What's his connection to Beach Hill?
Right now, he's negotiating the monolith loan agreement between Mexico and the museum.
And what's your confusion? Something to do with dashing good looks, I hope.
Well, he is a little bit handsome, but he also seems very angry about all the Mexican antiquities his country has lost over the years.
How have they been lost?
They've been taken by explorers and archaeologists and smugglers. I guess the laws have only recently changed to protect Mexico's rights to its own antiquities.
Well, it sounds like he has a legitimate gripe.
Yes, but I got the feeling he would do just about anything to get an artifact returned to Mexico.
What do you mean, anything?
That's what I'm not sure of.
Well, let's hope he's just a big talker and not a bona fide vigilante.
Other suggestions we have for Prudence Rutherford's first husband are Red Knot from the next game in the series, Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake.
Why would the thief keep leaving that awful red handprint at every crime scene?
Talk about a creepy trademark. I'm just glad I haven't seen it. With my sensitive psyche, that type of thing is like a 10-year warranty for nightmares. Does it have any meaning in Maya culture?
Not that I know of.
Well, somebody ought to know. You're surrounded by experts in Maya culture, for gosh sakes. But maybe it doesn't mean anything at all. Maybe the thief just thinks it's glamorous. Sure. I mean, who really wants anonymity after all? Thieves have to have style. Something to set them apart, right? It's not just any old villain that gets a book deal these days.
I'll talk to you later, ladies.
Bye! See ya!
You know, the Bess and George in this game are pretty good. They're actually pretty good. I like them.
Hello?
It's me again.
Nancy Drew, you will never guess who the cat just dragged in.
Who?
Frank and Joe Hardy.
You're kidding. I haven't talked to those two in months.
Let me tell you, they're as cute as ever. George and I were just telling them about your latest case, and, judging by the way they're hovering around me at the moment, I think they want to say hello.
Sure, put them on.
Hi, Nancy, it's Frank.
Frank Hardy, what in the world are you doing in River Heights?
Well, Joe and I just finished up a case out west, and we're taking a few days to drive back to Bayport. So we stopped in River Heights to say hello to our favorite girls.
Well, that's awfully sweet of you.
We should have known you'd be out there chasing trouble.
Joe, is that you?
The one and only. How's it going, Nancy?
Oh, just knee-deep in another case. You know the feeling.
Do we ever? There's one around every corner, isn't there?
You can say that again.
There's one around every corner, isn't there?
All right, Joe. Cheeky as ever, I see.
It's the secret of my irresistible charm. Oh, brother. Listen, Nancy, we're taking off again tomorrow. But if you want to talk shop about this case, why don't you give us a call on the car phone? The number is 973-555-3393.
Sounds great. I'll do that.
Go get him, Nancy. Good luck.
So that is the first appearance of the Hardy Boys in the Nancy Drew video game series. Wow. And weren't we doing something? Right, we were trying to find somebody who speaks Nahuatl, a Spanish language.
He won't be there this late.
Oh, it's kind of late. Let's reset the alarm. So the person who speaks Nahuatl is Alejandro, because he speaks Spanish. The Hardy Boys are the culprits. I don't think it. I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
Hello, Nancy.
Why did Mexico choose to lend the monolith to Beach Hill and not some other museum?
Johanna Riggs outbid everyone. I had no idea a small museum like Beach Hill could afford such an expensive arrangement.
Do you know much about Maya glyphs?
You've got me there. I know Spanish, English, Portuguese, several indigenous languages, including Quiche and Nahuatl, but I have yet to learn the language of glyphs.
Have you heard that the call carving was stolen from the museum?
Well, I heard the alarms going off, but it wasn't until Henry called me that I heard the news.
Okay, so I have been corrected. Nahuatl is not a Spanish language. It is an indigenous language, but it's indigenous to Mexico, so Alejandro knows it.
You don't sound very concerned about all of this.
I was running late. I just figured somebody tripped a wire and I kept going.
I'll need to alert the police so they can ask you some questions.
I have diplomatic immunity, so I do not have to answer any questions. But I will because I have nothing to hide.
Don't you care about the disappearance of such a rare Maya artifact?
That artifact was lost to me as soon as it left Mexican soil. So my friend Pacal goes underground for a while until he is sold again. Suddenly, he turns up in Amsterdam or Hong Kong. Unless he is rightfully repatriated to Mexico, what's the difference?
Oh, hilarious joke from Blue Green Fields saying, you know how Joanna outbid everybody else? You could say she rigged the election. Ha ha! Because her name is Joanna Riggs.
Do you consider Henrik a conquistador, along with Joanna Riggs and Sinclair?
Henrik is a student of my culture and my heritage, not trying to buy and sell it. We don't agree on everything, especially not baseball, but I have nothing against him.
I need to know the Nahuatl word for snake. Can you help me?
What do you need that word for?
Oh, I need it to send a message by ham radio. It's a long story.
Now, if only I could remember the word for snake. I hear you have been a great help to Henrik. I wonder if you can help me improve my memory too.
Oh, no, me gusta.
What are you talking about, Alejandro?
I am almost certain that the provenance documents for the Bacal carving were falsified. I have asked Joanna to see the documents, but she evades me. If you can find that file in her office and bring it to me, I think it might help my memory of Nahuatl a lot.
First you tell me you were unconcerned about the theft of the Bacal carving, and now you have an urgent need to see the provenance documents? Is it just me, or is this a little suspicious?
If I can determine that the provenance documents are a fraud, this will be the first major step toward legal repatriation of the artwork, whenever and wherever it resurfaces.
I guess I hadn't thought about it like that.
I feel my Nahuatl coming back to me already. Do you know what Siwapili means? Princess or lady. Now, if only I could remember the word for snake.
Okay, so, let's just keep talking.
Have you heard? Henrik Vanderheun fell off the pyramid at the museum. He's in the hospital with a mysterious head injury.
That is terrible news. I hope it's not too serious.
Okay, so the important thing to do is talk to him about Cinnabar, which means you had to have talked to Joanna about Cinnabar.
Do you know what Cinnabar
And you
is?
needed to call that
Red
one
powder
place.
that the Maya used? Sure, I know it. They use it at Beach Hill too, do they not?
Don't want to talk over Alejandro. Yeah, you needed to call. You need to call the one place to learn about Cinnabar, so you can talk to Joanna about it, so you can talk to Alejandro about it, and it is going to be a very important plot point.
Cinnabar was used to make the red handprint that was left at the scene of a Bacal theft.
What is your point?
I think Joanna may have been less than truthful with me.
Have you called the police?
I don't want to jump to conclusions.
Oh, of course. Sister Joanna couldn't possibly be a thief now, could she?
I should get back to the museum.
Goodbye.
Okay, and people in the studio audience, busy arguing about whether Nancy's boyfriend Ned is a good boyfriend compared to Frank Hardy. Apparently in the Hardy Boys TV show, Frank and Nancy were an item. Is that where it comes from? So Joanna is not here right now, meaning we can sneak into her area and get the provenance documents that Alejandro wanted us to find. Those documents being here. You can read them if you want. It's about, you know, the Bacal carving, signed by all sorts of people. Mr. Greenberg, sold by Bertram Vandelay. Sold to Taylor Sinclair. Also here we have, this is kind of important, the Diego de Lando thing, right? Diego de Lando ornamental jade carving is in 113. And we have that thing. We can totally use that. Yeah, I like it. So that's I'll talk about it later. How do I get out of here? There we go. I think we actually should head over here to explain what's going on with Joanna. Joanna is not here because Nancy, the police called me.
You have voicemail. Press 0. Nancy, it's Joanna. The police are done giving me the 3rd degree, but now the board has suspended me. To make a long story short, I'm forbidden to set foot in the museum. Could you please call Franklin Rose and try to reason with him? If we don't get a move on, this exhibit is going straight down the tubes.
To replay messages, press 0. Press 9 for an outside line.
Let's call Franklin Rose.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose, how may I direct your call?
This is Nancy Drew, calling for Franklin Rose, please.
Just a minute, please.
Nancy, you must be psychic. I was just getting ready to call you myself.
As a matter of fact, I have been brushing up on my mind reading.
Well, thank goodness I've got you on my side. I feel I should apologize for the situation that's going on at the museum, dear. I really did think we were setting you up with a nice little internship, a breather from your casework. But instead, it looks like we've fed you to the lions.
Well, in all my travels, I still haven't found a mystery-free zone, Mr. Rose.
Speaking of travel, I got a postcard from your father in Ouagadougou. Apparently, Burkina Faso has become the cultural darling of West Africa. He must be having quite an adventure.
Like father, like daughter. Anyway, Mr. Rose, I'm calling about Joanna.
I think I know what you're going to say, Nancy. Let me be frank. Joanna Riggs has been in the doghouse with the board for months. Her thirst for acclaim has led her to gamble the future and the reputation of Beach Hill time and again. Now that we've lost the Bacall carving, one of our most notable pieces, well, she's just got to be stopped.
Oh, no.
But with Henrik in the hospital and Joanna suspended, how can we possibly get this exhibit off the ground?
Leave that to me. We'll postpone the opening if we have to. Look, I've got a client waiting, Nancy. What we need now is for you to take up the slack. I've spoken to the rest of the board, and we've agreed that the best thing is to put you in charge.
Yes, that's right, everybody. Nancy is now running a museum because the other two employees there just can't work. So Nancy is in charge of everything now. Oh, man. I have to wonder, if this had happened like a month earlier, would Sunny June have been put in charge of the museum? Because I'm not sure that would have been the best thing ever for the museum.
Oh, Mr. Rose, I'm not qualified to be a curator. I don't have the experience.
Maybe not, but you are the best qualified detective I know, which is just what we need right now. We're counting on you to catch this thief red-handed. Ha ha. Just kidding, kiddo. If you can get the Bacall back, we'll see about giving Ms. Riggs another chance. That seems fair, doesn't it?
It's a deal, Mr. Rose.
Bye, kiddo.
Okay, so if we can find the carving, we are going to get Joanna her job back. That's nice. Okay, so now that we've learned about that storyline, we can go back to Alejandro. I don't think you have to learn about that storyline, but it's good nonetheless, right? Good to get more info. Hey, Alejandro.
Hello, Nancy. You have a special delivery for me, I hope?
Here's your file, as requested.
Good work, my friend. I suppose you would like something in return?
I trust your Nahuatl has become fluent again.
The Nahuatl word for snake is coatl. C-O-A-T-L.
Yes, yes. Nancy has been working for 2 days as a curator, and now she's promoted to the head of the museum. She should throw a party. Totally throw a party. Oh, man.
Have you heard? The police received an anonymous tip, and they're considering Joanna a prime suspect in the Bacall theft. They've taken her in for questioning.
I called in that tip. She lied about the Cinnabar, and you may not know this, but she has jeopardized the museum's finances with all of her wheeling and dealing. Why should she not be questioned?
How did she jeopardize museum finances?
I am not at liberty to say.
I should get back to the museum.
Adios, Nancy.
Yeah, and people do have a point. Why didn't Nancy use Google? She has a computer. She could have used Google Translate or something. Well, maybe not Google Translate, but still. Just look up Nahuatl. I'm sure you can find some sort of online dictionary. And what am I doing now? I am going over here. Getting myself a radio tube for reasons. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. The moment where we solve the extensive radio puzzle. Right here, right now, on Nancy Drew.
The radio tube went out.
Oh, no! Okay, so the radio tube went out. Good thing I have a working one right here. And remember the instructions? They were all inside that book, so we're going to follow them. First, we tune to station 2050.
Atención, 8, 3, 2.
So they're giving us a series of numbers, 83271, and remember we had to use the numbers in order to figure out what the secret passcode is. So the secret passcode is 2731. 2731. And, well, hold on a second, XX, a Dark Soul XX. Person in the studio audience is saying Nancy is just stealing things from the museum. Nancy runs the museum now. It is her museum. She can take things if she needs to. Okay, okay, just saying. Okay, so we need to transmítelo ahora. So that means send it now. That's Spanish. So the password is coatl. So that's dash dot send. Okay, dash dot dash is A, COA, and then T is going to be dash, then dot dash dot, that's L.
Mensaje entendido. Transmítelo ahora.
Okay, message understood, send now. So the next, after we've done the password, we're going to send our thing, leche, which means milk, dot dash dot, and then E is that, dash dot dash, dash dot, H is going to be dot, and then dot.
Mensaje recibido.
Message
Entregaremos
received.
el paquete lo más pronto posible. Cambio y fuera.
We're going to send the package as quickly as soon as possible, not as quickly as possible. Other stuff. Cambio y fuera. Cambio is change, and fuera means outside. No, afuera means outside. I don't know what that message means. My Spanish is not up to snuff. Okay, so I'm not paying too much attention to the studio audience because I was really paying attention to the puzzle because I wanted to do this. And notice this message which says buy milk, milk being leche, which was the password. So they were being clever, and the package is being sent. So eventually we are going to receive a shipment, one from Prudence Rutherford right here, and one from the smugglers. Okay, so let's check in with Henrik. I think Henrik has had enough time to translate that piece of paper we put on his wall. That piece of paper was, of course, it was the glyph thingies. Oh no, he's busy with reality and orientation. Well then what am I doing here? No, seriously, I have no idea what I'm doing here. So why don't I just go back to my hotel? Oh, over and out. Okay, that's what the cambio y fuera means. Ah, okay, that's a phrase in Spanish. Not meant to be translated literally. Thank you. Who said that? Hans BMD 20. Calling the Hardy Boys now.
Frank and Joe Hardy, taking the mist out of mystery. Joe here.
That's pretty cute, Joe. Can you come up with a slogan for me, too?
Hey, Nancy. Hold on while I put you on speakerphone. You still there?
Yep.
Hi, Nancy. You got access to both of our brilliant minds now. So how's the case coming along?
Oh, right. We need to talk to them about things.
This investigation is stalling. Any thoughts on how to get it back in gear?
Check out that bull game in the temple exhibit. And remember this strategy. When in doubt, grunt louder. Signature Hardy Wisdom, Nancy. Just for you.
Oh, Hardy Boys.
This investigation is stalling. Any thoughts on how to get it back in gear?
Check out that bull game in the temple exhibit. And remember this strategy. When in doubt, grunt louder. Signature Hardy Wisdom, Nancy. Just for you.
Talk to you later, fellas.
Go get him, Nancy. Good luck.
Oh boy. Okay, so let's call Bess. Maybe they have a clue which will help. Otherwise, I'm just going to skip ahead to the next day, and hopefully one of the packages will have been delivered.
It's me again.
Hey, Nancy. What's the latest, Nan?
After the board caught wind about the police interrogating Joanna, they suspended her.
But Joanna didn't take the Pakal.
I tried to suggest that to Franklin Rose without betraying Henrik's confidence, but he's not interested in cutting Joanna any slack.
So what? She's history?
Mr. Rose said that if the Pakal carving is recovered, he'll reconsider.
Well, that's just one more reason you've got to find that carving. Yeah. Joanna's ambitions may be a little misguided at times, but she shouldn't have to take the fall for Henrik. Plus which, her presence at the museum may be one of the crucial ingredients to solving this case.
Detective Drew, requesting hint, please.
Negative, Detective Drew. Assistants Marvin and Fane out of commission at this time. Suggest calling Detectives Hardy and Hardy.
I'll talk to you later, ladies.
Call back soon. Yeah, and good luck.
Yeah, okay, because I'm on senior mode, the game expects me to be a senior detective and be super smart. So let's call Chaco Canyon Cultural Center one more time. Nope. And then people are suggesting, hey, I should go through the temple activities. I don't want to do that for reasons. You will get stuck doing the temple activities because Sunny June rigged it with an impossible question. And I meant 10 a.m. So let's go to the hospital, and, you know, if nothing's working, then I guess we'll have to go through the museum. Okay. Let's go through floor number 1. Floor number 1. Now, we had this puzzle already. Oh boy, let's hope my notes for this puzzle actually work, because if they don't, I'm in trouble. Okay, so okay, that's not correct. Okay, that's 19. Road. Okay, so 19 and road. Black. Okay, so 19 road black. No, wait. That was wrong. 19, good. Road. That's not black. Okay, this one is black. Okay. So left row is 19, road, and black. So then these three are going to be throne. No, it's going to be north. It's going to be ink. Ink, north, and throne. Okay. Ink, north, throne, 19, road, black. And you're actually supposed to go through the exhibits and figure it out. I just forced my way through that particular puzzle. And Bull. Time to play Bull, everybody's favorite game. Okay, roll.
Hey. Hey. Hey.
Now you control both characters here.
Hey.
In Nancy Drew, Blackmore Manor, you only control the left character,
Hey.
making it slightly more difficult.
Hey.
As Sunny June's note said that you could use Pascal's triangle to solve this puzzle.
Hey.
I have no idea how. I win.
Hey. Hey. Hey.
Oh, so close.
Hey. 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 Hey.
Pass.
Hey. 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 Hey.
Ooh, a 5.
Hey.
It's a pretty good roll.
Hey. Hey.
Okay, 1. Hey! Oh man, look at this. I am so winning this game of bowl. I don't even need to understand Pascal's triangle. Which is good, because I don't. I know it's like a triangle. Ah!
Hey. Hey. Hey.
1, 2, 3,
Hey.
and 2. Ah, 2, 4.
Hey. Hey. Hey.
Someday I will understand how to work this puzzle. Not today.
Hey. Hey.
So I win. So that's basically how this museum exhibit thing works. You need to go through all 3 of the things. Okay, we've done 1, 2, and 3. Oh boy, I love this one. This is the quiz. This is where we have to answer the quizzy quiz questions. I have the quiz somewhere, right? He was under Palenque. Her mother was his mother was Zach Kook. Zolkin? Yeah, so this is the educational part. Itzamna, and then Huatl. Wasn't that Nahuatl? I don't know. Let's go with Quiche. So I did all 3 things, meaning I can go to the next level. The next level. So this, what's this one? We needed to, okay, we needed to look at Sunny's diskette to figure this out. Space, baby. Oh boy, maze puzzle. The maze puzzle from Nancy Drew, number 3. Wait, doesn't that mean I can just press M in order to see the maze map? Yes. Yes, it does. And people in the studio audience are now giving tech support as to how to install the older games on more modern computers. Thank you, tech support. And yes, I know I pronounced quiche wrong. I pronounced it like the dessert, right? But Alejandro, he pronounced it more properly earlier on in this game. I always get confused by this because like left is down and forward is something. So wait, how am I getting through the maze? So no, that is not going to get me through the maze. I am having to go backwards. And now I'm turning in this direction. Help me out here. Here we go. Ooh, people in the studio audience have actually had quiche. I've never had quiche myself. I'm lost in the maze, by the way. Let me see if I can figure this out. I'm looking at this again. So I have to go that's a dead end. So I have to go here. But that is also a dead end. Oh, so I guess I kind of have to go the other way. So the way I was originally going? See, this is difficult. And I'm going the wrong way. Okay, so I think I'm back on track. Except I'm not. I go down here. This is a one-way thing. I go all the way down. Then I go all the way down. Okay, new area. People in the studio audience did not like playing fox and geese. That was a difficult puzzle, I do admit. But you could solve it. Kinda. Imagine solving this without the map. So, I'm solving it with the map. I am a cheater. And notice it's taking me forever. It's taken me so long that the background music has completely died. Poor background music. Ooh, this looks different. Exit here. Exit here. And I turn in this direction. Now I just sort of follow through to the exit. That is not the exit. Is that the exit? No, that's where I came from. Why does everything look the same? Here we go. Thank you, Sunny June, for that horrible, horrible puzzle. Protected by the puzzle, figuring out what the password is. So it's like a double puzzle. So the quiz. Oh boy, the quiz. One of the lives is Zoc by Cephalic. Wee Pill. A nobleman. And a Zahab. We have to figure out that we have to find that information somewhere else. It's not in the museum. Final activity is the ball game. No, I'm not doing the quiz again. So this is the ball game. It reminds me of they have like a variation of this game in the Haunted Carousel, which is kind of interesting. So let's see. We want power at 4 to get the ball through the hoop. And now that he steps back a bit, we want to move the angle down, and a power of 3. Okay, let's go with it. Okay, now he's farther away. We want a power of 5. Still going to be middle. And low. How do I back away? This corner? Perfect, perfect. Okay, so hooray, hooray for that puzzle. Now we can get through the door to level 3. And we are going to get stuck by a particular puzzle in level 3. Let's solve this puzzle here. It's easily overlooked. We need to set this to the proper month. The proper month and day being something. I don't know. I'm totally forgetting here at this point. What did it say? Move it to 12 Kaban. Where's Kaban? Kaban is this one, the little black thingies there. Okay, so let's try to remember that. How do I move it? Oh, move it like this. There's Kaban, and 12 is going to be 2 lines and then 2 dots. Oh boy, and everybody's talking about all these Nancy Drew games. Don't worry, everybody. I'm going to get back to you know, more interesting things in a moment. This is an area we can't access without having solved all of the puzzles here on this level.
It's locked. It needs a card.
Doesn't like me. Cool thing. Cool beans. And this is the impossible puzzle. Even if you know the answer,
I have a feeling this may be one of Sonny's tricks.
Even if you know the answer, you can't insert the answer. The game does not accept it, so you cannot cheat on that puzzle. And is this another puzzle? This is another puzzle. Another matching puzzle. Oh dear, I hope I have a clue for this somewhere here in my little bag of tricks. Let's see. 1. Let's see. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. Oh man, these notes are working perfectly. 7. 8. 9. Whew. Okay, so now we have to go all the way back. Maybe now Henrik will be 100%. Also, let's look at this thing. We've got time. Check out this animation. So this is an animated character, actually. He's going to get up and move in a moment. They did a lot of work with this. I'm surprised. I mean, he's one of the gods in the puzzle we just solved. Craziness. Okay, so that was pretty cool, actually. Cool animation for that. Cool beans. And let's see if one of those packages has arrived. Oh boy, we've been playing for 2 hours? Ooh. Ah, this is from the smugglers. You want the eyes to look at each other, so make everything all cross-eyed. Got most of the eyes in place. There we go. And we have Maya music for the carving, which I like. Whoa, hold on a second, computer. Doing something on my other computer. Sorry about that. My other computer. Let's call the Chaco Canyon Cultural Center.
You have no voicemail. Press
Can I call them now? I don't know what's wrong with them, or, you know, me not being able to call them. It's mysterious. It's mysterious and confusing. Great, and Henrik's awake now.
Nancy, you have brought me back to my work.
You recognize the riddle, then?
I've been working like a fiend. Look at the board.
So here's the translation. The translation of everything on the glyph. It says, "A curse upon you who beholds the terror. The evil deeds of the Whisperer remain undead within this prison of stone. It is only broken. The prison is only broken when the four corners of the world are bound together, when the first king ascends the throne again, and when the last Copan fool has labored till the end of time."
This has something to do with the plot at the museum, Nancy. I'm sure of it.
What is a prison of stone?
It's a tomb. Pakal called it a prison because it was designed to prevent the Whisperer's soul from entering the underworld.
Why did Pakal want to imprison the Whisperer's soul?
The Whisperer came from a distinguished line of royal scribes. I can't seem to remember her name. But I do recall that she wrote an account of Maya history that greatly angered Pakal because of the way it depicted his ascent to the throne.
How did Pakal wish to be depicted?
From the age of 12, when he came to the throne, Pakal claimed to be divinely appointed the first true authentic king of the Maya. Then the Whisperer came along and wrote that Pakal was only king because his mother pulled some strings. It was quite a blow to Pakal's image.
So he put her in a stone prison?
Pakal swore that the Whisperer's words would never see the light of day. He put her body, her soul, and her writings all in a tomb and locked it up tight.
Wait, Henrik, a prison of stone? We're not talking about the monolith, are we?
That's the idea.
Does anyone else know about this?
Good question. I'm certain that there's a dirty rat trying to get into that tomb. This is where my memory fizzles out. If I could only figure out why I took the Pakal.
Do you think there is anyone I can trust?
Please don't breathe a word of this. There's too much at stake.
This is a long shot, but do you know what animal Pakal was afraid of?
You're asking the wrong amnesiac.
What? Oh, come on.
Henrik, I received a note from your friends in Copan. I've got the Copan Fool key. I still need the Pakal, though. How's your memory?
The tomb. Nancy, I hid the Bacall carving in the replica of the Bacall tomb at the bottom of the temple exhibit. Huh. Now, how did I think of that? And another thing, you'll need to get past that computer quiz. Sonny set it up with an impossible question. No one knows what Bacall was afraid of, but Sonny was petrified of the Coatamundi. It's an ornery bandit with a narrow snout and a long ringed tail, much like a raccoon or a polecat.
Alright, so that is the answer to the impossible question. And I think that's everything.
Can you tell me what the password is to your disk?
You're asking the wrong amnesiac.
One of the pieces that was stolen from the Chaco Canyon Cultural Center was a jade carving with an unusual glyph on it. Do you remember translating it?
I can't remember.
Yeah, he can't remember anything.
You rest up. I'll be back.
Be careful.
So in junior mode, Nancy says, wow, that's the password for his computer. Here, she just looks at it and doesn't say anything. So, that's how, that's one difference between the two different modes of the game. One is more difficult than the other. So his password is Stone. And this is going to give us information about this translation. We know about the translation. His notes. We need to find all 4 of the pieces. This one, North, is from the Chaco Canyon Cultural Center heist. This one is from Ruden's this one is from Prudence. This one is from Mr. Doddle. We need to contact him. And Diego de Londa, you know, we have a Diego de Londa thing, which is inside the museum. Fantastic. And the Copan Fool, we just got it radioed in as a delivery. Making progress. Okay, so Chaco Canyon Cultural Center. That would be, what is that number? 1. One, 2, 2, 2.
Chaco Canyon Cultural Center.
Hi, this is Nancy Drew calling.
Hi, Nancy. It's Sheila. What can I do for you?
I've just got to get my hands on a replica of that jade carving you lost. Do you have any ideas?
Not off the top of my head, but maybe one of my staff will have a bright idea. I need some time to ask around. Can you call back later?
Sure thing.
Feel free to call if you have any more questions.
And now sort of a long phone conversation with Poppy Dada. We needed to call the Doddles. So let's call the father, Henry Doddle.
Daddle residence.
Hi, may I speak to Henry Daddle, please?
Speaking.
Mr. Daddle, my name is Nancy Drew. This is a long shot, but I'm calling regarding a Maya artifact that was bought at auction in 1898 by one Henry Albert Daddle. Does that ring any bells?
Sure. Henry Albert Daddle Sr. was my great-grandfather. You're talking about the jade carving, right?
Yes, exactly. Wow, I can't believe my luck.
Well, it's a lucky life if you ask me. So what can I do for you?
Oh, right. Sorry about that. I need to actually play the game.
I'm wondering if the artifact is still in the family.
Forgive me, Miss Drew. Who are you exactly?
Well, I'm Nancy Drew.
I'm a deputy curator at Beach Hill Museum in Washington, D.C. I'm doing some research on jade carvings of the ancient Maya.
I see. Well, I was the last to inherit the carving, but my daughter Penelope was so intrigued with it that I gave it to her. I'm sure she'd be happy to talk to you about it. Why don't you give her a call on her line? It's 555-3197.
Will do. Thanks, Mr. Daddle.
My pleasure.
Wrong phone beginning. 1605-555-3197. Do.
Hello? Hi, is this Penelope?
Not even.
Oh, is this 605-555-3197?
Yeah, but no one calls me Penelope anymore. Except my parents, that is. To my friends, the art world, and Anyone else who made it out of the 20th century? I'm Poppy.
The art world? Wait, you're not Poppy Dada, are you?
Ta-da! Ping ping! You win! Who's this?
My name's Nancy Drew. I'm a detective.
A detective? No way! So do you get to wear a sassy tweed hat and pick hairs off dead bodies and gross, creepy stuff like that?
Yeah.
I don't run into too many dead bodies, luckily, but there's plenty of other creepy stuff.
So, where'd you get my name? Don't tell me I'm like wanted by the FBI or something. That would be too scandalous.
No. You see, it's all a big coincidence. Your dad's name came up in connection with a case I'm working on.
Go Dad! Don't tell me he's wanted by the FBI. I'll be so jealous.
Sorry, Poppy. There's no FBI in on this case, and your dad's not wanted.
Okay, what then?
Yeah, nobody wants Henry. Okay, so, yeah, conversations.
Someone is stealing Maya antiquities, jade carvings to be exact, and leaving this scary red handprint at the scene of every crime.
Ghastly. So, what's with the red hand?
It seems like some kind of threat, but to whom? And what is this thief really after? It's more than money, I'm sure of it.
Drama. So, where do the daddles come in?
I got a tip that your great-great-grandfather bought a jade carving, much like the ones that are being stolen. I'm hoping to take a look at it.
You mean that ancient green rock with the weird symbol on it? I slapped some shoe polish on it and stuck it in one of my paintings.
You're kidding. That's a one-of-a-kind Maya artifact, a piece of history. It's hundreds of years old. It's worth a lot of money.
That's the whole point. Have you heard the saying that a work of art is never finished, just abandoned? Well, I'm taking that idea to the limit by making art that will keep changing as different people encounter, perceive, and interact with it. I'm tired of artwork that says, don't touch. I'm all about letting go, about sending my work into the world and seeing how it continues to become. Don't you see? It's an organic process. I mean, how can people really relate to art if it doesn't come to life and grow and die, just like they do? That carving is part of something bigger now.
I can't imagine your dad would be very pleased about this. Does he know?
Oh, Nancy, don't be such a prude. Taylor's probably still got that artwork. At least, I don't think he sold it yet. Why don't you ask him? Tell him you want to see the piece called Deadly Midnight Snack. It's the one with the rubber shark.
Deadly Midnight Snack. I think I know the one you mean. But I'd rather not bring Taylor into this, if it's okay with you. I'm just not sure whether I trust him.
Fine with me. I know the big bunster, Mr. Bunnytron.
Big Bunny?
Well, he rubs some people the wrong way. Has Taylor been pushing those Oaxacan cookies on you? You haven't eaten one, have you?
So far, I've managed to politely decline. I take it you advise against them?
Let's put it this way. His trip to Oaxaca was about 2 years ago, and he's been trying to move those rancid lard biscuits ever since.
Ew.
Aha! My suspicions are confirmed. I'll put that in my case notes.
Cool. If you really need the carving to crack this case, why don't you just go ahead and take it?
What? Poppy, you can't be serious.
Sure, why not? After all, this is a chance to enact exactly what I've been talking about. The organic process. Inviting my viewers to interact with my work. The deal is, you can take the carving, but you have to put something in its place.
I can choose anything? A light bulb? A magnifying glass? A pair of headphones?
No, it should be something more organic. Stay with the title, Deadly Midnight Snack. And don't be afraid to go way out. As an artist, I can tell you that inspiration bites in the most mysterious ways.
Okay, Poppy, if you say so.
Right on. But let's keep Taylor out of this. He'd probably blow a gasket if he saw you tampering with the merchandise. That's all art is to him, you know. Merchandise.
I'll make sure he doesn't detect a thing.
Good luck, Nancy.
Thanks, Poppy. Bye.
So, Taylor Sinclair is Big Bunny, so he was with Henrik, working with the smugglers, and he used to have an afro back whenever those notes were taken. Wow. Taylor Sinclair with an afro. I'm just going to remind you of that next time we see him. I'm going to call the Chaco Canyon Cultural Center now. maybe Sheila has had enough time. You know, she's talked to everybody on staff. Her staff probably has more than 3 people on it. So,
Hi, this is Nancy Drew calling.
Hi, Nancy. It's Sheila.
all right.
Well, we racked our brains. Finally, one of my staff came up with the original box that the carving was packed in. The piece was encased in a tight foam cast to prevent damage during shipping. I'm not sure how much good it'll do you, but I can send it to you if you like.
That just might work.
Henrik left Beach Hill as his forwarding address, so I know what to do. I'll send it express.
Thanks a million, Sheila.
Good luck with your investigation.
So why is Taylor? Where did Taylor get the nickname Big Bunny? That is definitely a nickname I would not associate with him. Okay, let's skip ahead a couple of days. It's going to take some time to get the package all the way from Arizona to, where are we? Washington, D.C. Great. Okay, so hopefully we have skipped ahead 4-0 time in order to do things. Okay, Taylor Sinclair, Mr. I used to have an afro.
Any news?
Why did you not? Why? I mean, like, why did you get rid of the afro?
Mind if I help myself to one of those scrumptious-looking Oaxacan cookies?
Be my guest.
Okay, so I have actually prepared everybody. I prepared for this video walkthrough. I have a cookie here right now. It's been sitting on my desk for the past 2 hours and 15 minutes waiting for me to eat it. So I could eat a cookie at this point in the game. Oh yeah. Oh, this is good. Oh, so much better than those ugly Oaxacan cookies.
Any news?
May I take a closer look at that wacky Dada painting?
Be my guest. I just had a call from Poppy this morning. She says she's in a really creative period right now. I said, please, sweetie, if you get any more creative, they're going to lock you up. Pardon me a moment, Nancy. I'll be right back. I hope.
Oh, and the cookie has upset his stomach. Okay, so what's this? That's the carving?
Poppy said to replace it with something organic.
I'm going to replace it with something deadly. The deadly midnight snack, the cookie from Oaxaca. And now let's go away after defacing the artwork. Cool. So, back to Beach Hill Museum. Oh, cookies. Oh, yeah. So good. So Prudence's husband, her husband was Herbert Laszlo. It wasn't Henrik. Oh, and he drowned. No, well, I guess she did not marry Henrik after all. Oh well. Good cookie. So, let's just keep moving through this here. Almost done with the cookie, everybody. So that was the Coati Mundi. Great, great. So now that we've done everything, hooray, everybody! Oh man, that's a good cookie. Totally worth it. Right, back to the game. So the jade mask. This is a fake jade mask. And here's the carving. The people do have a point. Poppy did give us permission to play around with her piece of artwork, but still, I don't think Big Bunny would approve. That's why I call Taylor Sinclair now. And there are two ways to exit. We could exit back the way we came, or we could go through here now that we have a glow stick.
It's too dark in here. I need a light.
Oh wow, flashbacks to Nancy Drew, Curse of Blackmore Manor. Glow stick. And this leads outside over here to the monolith. I had a chocolate chip cookie. Chocolate chip cookie. Back to the mystery. We're like at the end of the mystery. We need to actually start solving things. We are... Let's look at that Big Bunny thing again. Now that I know who Big Bunny is, I want to see that drawing of Big Bunny. Big Bunny is sharing a tent with Big Bunny, aka Sinclair. Stunk up the tent. And this is him going crazy trying to chase after a bunny rabbit. And he did have a throw. So after the tea, he kept shouting, "Bunny rabbits! Flaming bunny rabbits!" And I think that's where his nickname, Big Bunny, comes from. Did we get any of the packages yet? We got one. Please relieve me of this horrifying necklace, Prudence Rutherford. And now we need to call Franklin because we have found the Pakal. Which means Joanna can work again.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose.
May I speak to Franklin Rose, please?
Who may I say is calling?
This is Nancy Drew.
Just a minute, please.
Nancy, how's your investigation coming along?
I'm making good progress, and the Pakal carving is safe and sound. But I'm afraid I can't tell you everything yet.
What in the world are you talking about?
I'm sorry, but I can't explain everything now. I'll take good care of the carving, I promise.
What can I say, Nancy? I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Do what you have to do, but let's get this mess cleaned up, all right?
So you'll call Joanna and invite her back to work?
I'll call her right away.
Thanks, Mr. Rose.
That's what I'm here for.
I'm basically here to provide support and not much else. Cool. So this is basically the end of the game. End game puzzle. Great. So after we meet Joanna, after Joanna gets her job back, let's head over here to Alejandro, see if he can say anything.
Hello.
I should get back to the museum.
Goodbye.
He cannot. Bunnies are cute, though. Taylor Sinclair is not as cute as a bunny. No, he is not. Maybe if a bunny was humongous and had an ugly mustache.
Thanks for clearing my name, Nancy. Honestly, what kind of moron would I be to try and ruin my own exhibit? Anyway, we need to make up for lost time. I need you to go to the storeroom and start unpacking some of those crates. One of the pieces has a fancy security device on it. The code is 0677.
Sure thing, Joanna. I'll see you later.
Semper ubi sub ubi.
That's Latin for always wear underwear. So what was that? 0766 for the final carving. Right? What did you say it was again? Let me look at this again. Wow, I haven't been paying
Diego de
attention.
Landa. I wonder if that's one of the keys.
Maybe I had to do that first. Ooh, hey. Well, that's from the Chaco Canyon Cultural Center. Oh, no, no, no. What was the password, everybody? Because I thought she said 0766, and it's not 0766, so then it would be... Oh, what would it be? 0677? Oh, 0677. Okay. False alarm, everybody. False alarm. And yes, yeah, you know, Nancy had to get Joanna her job back. Now Nancy has a boss again instead of Nancy being in charge of the not theater, the museum. So check out this. We can look at this, but we can never open it. I always thought that was strange. Is there a way to open that? Why is it there?
Diego de Landa. I wonder if that's one of the keys.
This doesn't tell us what it is. Okay. Whatever, we've got this puzzle solved. We're awesome. Right, we're gonna put this here. Fill it up with mold, or whatever that is.
According to Henrik's notes, I need to make a key out of these pieces.
Like that? No, I'm not the best at this particular puzzle.
Now I have the key.
Hooray! Alright. This is a great part of the game. I like the ending part of the game. So we have everything. We have the Copan Fool, we have the key, but the one thing we are missing is... here? No, I guess it might be here. Yeah, it's here. These rings.
It's locked.
It's locked, okay. Ooh, this is always a fun...
Wow, these are heavy.
Fun death scene. I always thought it was a bit of a strange...
I'm not sure I can hold on to these stones for very much longer.
I thought it was always a bit of a strange ending in that game over if Nancy walks in the wrong direction.
These calendar stones are getting too heavy. I can't hold on to them. Uh-oh.
Girl sleuth drops, breaks heavily, priceless relic.
I'm not sure I can hold on to these stones for very much longer. I've got to put these things down.
So, the correct solution is to take the stones much farther than the direction that makes you die.
Looks like this side is missing a part.
Thank you, Nancy. Okay, so we need to set it to the correct date. The correct date.
Said when the first king ascends again.
And that was going to be 6. It was on the 6th, right? So, and the month is going to be one of these things, as long as you have the date in place. The month. Oh, ooh, there we go. Okay, so wait, no, hold on a second.
I'll have to choose which side of the cube goes here.
This side.
Nothing happened.
No? Well, okay, let's try that again. Yeah, why doesn't Nancy have a backpack or something? Or you know, you don't have to carry them yourself, Nancy. You could have, I don't know, used something else. All right. Oh, this is good. I like this.
Interesting.
So each side obviously needs to be put into one place. according to the symbols, north, south, north, south, east, and west. Did we do this one?
I wonder what's inside.
Oh, and yes, we did know that somebody was locked up in here 1,500 years ago. This is the Whisperer, and these are the famous Whisperer writings. Cool.
It's blank.
Who's your friend, Nancy?
Oh!
Taylor Sinclair.
Who'd you expect? The Tooth Fairy? Looks like someone forgot her beauty cream. I guess we can't all age gracefully.
I'm sure she would say the same about you.
I say the same thing about you. Taylor, you do not age gracefully. Big Bunny is the culprit.
You've been a top-notch assistant, Nancy, but I'm afraid you're just not going to make it in the art world.
Why are you doing this?
Nancy, do you have any idea what that book contains?
Stuff.
This tomb and all of its contents belong to Mexico.
Finders keepers, I say. Nobody even realizes this thing has any contents. Won't they get a surprise when they finally open it up and find that it contains a 7th century scribe and a 21st century detective? Adios, Nancy.
Big Bunny locks us inside. That is horrible. Big Bunny, you are the worst person ever. And, this puzzle's also kind of horrible. We need to figure out how to escape by opening
I'm starting to run out of air in here.
the mouth of the dead person and getting that thing, which goes here. And that unlocks
I gotta get out of here.
here the real writings.
This may be the scribe's notes about Bacall.
Big Bunny doesn't realize he took the fake empty book when the real book was here all along.
I'm suffocating in here. Let me out.
I'm sorry, Nancy, but there's nobody outside who can help you, unless there are 3 people standing right outside, just standing around spouting ancient Mayan poetry instead of actually helping you. Nah, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Nancy, don't die! 700 years from now, 2 mummies found an exhibit. Nancy's mummy on the right. So guys, we actually got to see what Nancy Drew looks like. Kind of. 700 years ago. So why couldn't Nancy just push past him? Why couldn't she like try to push against the door when the door was being shut on her? I don't know. Anyway, we'll solve this puzzle much more quickly now that my commentary is not needed because I already explained how to solve the puzzle.
I'm starting to run out of air in here.
Drop down, get
This
the
may be
book,
the scribe's notes about Bacall.
get this, turn around here, and use this to open the door.
Behold, our heroine emerges from the tomb, like a mermaid from the sea. Meanwhile, the foolish villain stews in the sour soup of his own miscalculation.
From deep in the recesses of time, a wise royal scribe whispers her thanks.
And a priceless chapter of history is rescued from obscurity. Way to go, Nancy!
What in the world? Ah! Confound you, Nancy Drew!
Dear Dad, it was great to talk to you on the phone last night. I can't wait to see you back in River Heights where I can fill you in on the whole story. Can you believe that your own daughter was recently standing face to face with a real mummy? Now that the scribe's book has been recovered, I understand how important it is and why Taylor thought he could make a fortune selling it on the black market. The book contains one of the only personal accounts of Maya life and existence anywhere. I'm sure it'll be a tremendous addition to our knowledge of the Maya once it's translated, that is. And now that Henrik's memory is back up to speed again, I'm sure he'll be itching to get to work on it. Taylor Sinclair won't be making any art deals for a long time, though, that's for sure. I guess I shouldn't be surprised about Alejandro's discovery that the Bacall carving's provenance documents were faked after all. When Franklin Rose and the board found out, they arranged to return the artifact to Mexico right away. Mexican officials are so happy to have the artifact back, they have pledged a new era of diplomatic relations with Beach Hill. Joanna sure learned her lesson about making deals with shady operators like Taylor. The board has agreed to give her another chance, as long as she reforms her business tactics. And what else? Oh yes, Papi Dada has announced a new direction in her artwork. All her new paintings are going to feature, what else? Mysterious red handprints. So I guess everyone is taking off in new directions now. I'm going to stay and help this exhibit get launched. But I'll see you back at home in a couple of weeks. Have a safe trip home. Love, Nancy.
Dear Nancy, Bess and George told me you're on a case in D.C. I hope everything is working out for you. I wish I could say the same for me. I'm planning on living here, but there's been some trouble. I think someone or something doesn't want me here. Please, Nancy, I'm afraid I can't stay here very much longer. I know you're busy, but I'm desperate. I need you to come out and investigate. Please say you will. Your friend, Sally.
So this is also a first for the series, the first game in which we have a preview for the next game in the series. Okay, so Big Bunny was caught red-handed. Everybody was just standing outside. Instead of trying to help Nancy, they were standing outside doing a poetry slam. And, oh my gosh, craziness. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching this. I am glad you enjoyed this. At least I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, why were you watching for over 2.5 hours? Seriously. Seriously. Okay, so look at all these people who made that game. Aren't they awesome? Isn't that amazing? Thank you so much for watching this video walkthrough. And yeah, Taylor Sinclair is kind of a goof because Nancy said, "Oh, it's blank," and then he goes, "Who's your friend, Nancy?" Was he not paying attention when she said it's blank? So, Big Bunny caught red-handed. Ha! That's funny because he had a scarlet hand everywhere. So, Lonnie Manila as Nancy Drew, Lori Jerger as Joanna Riggs, Jake Perrin as Taylor Sinclair, David Hogan as Henrik Vanderhume, Gary Hoffman as Alejandro Del Rio, Elisa Murray as Bess Marvin, Maureen Nelson as George Fain, Joshua Silva as Frank Hardy, Joe Hardy as Rob Jones as Joe Hardy, Wayne Raleigh as Franklin Rose and Silvio, Scott plus Quellick did several voices, 3 voices. Looks like Simone Chul as Prudence Rutherford, Julie Raleigh as Papi Dada, Scott Carty as Henry Albert Doddle, you recognize him as the voice of Ned Nickerson, Andy's boyfriend, and Amy Broomhall as Sheila Schultz. Amy will later become the voice of, the main voice for Bess, actually. I think she's the current person, or she does the voice for Bess sometime, and then she also does a lot of background voices. Like she's one of the random background voices in Nancy Drew Warnings at Waverly Academy. So, copyright 2002. Thank you very much for watching this game in the 2014 Nancy Drew Mega Marathon. Let us stop the broadcast now.